taking three.
Going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your two?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. And today we are taking a look at ranked battles once again. Yes, they are back as of today, November 20th. So if you haven't logged in yet today, be sure to do that and check out your ranked battles, because not only are you going to get your progress from your, from the previous season of ranked battles, you'll earn ranks from that, get a bunch of flags. It's really awesome. But now we actually have flags that we can put on our ships for ranked battles. Yes, we do. I've got one on the Cleveland here now. We might get some shots of it later on. It's basically just a blue flag with a star on it, just indicating your rank or your position within the ranked battle current season. Once you reach rank 10, however, you will get a new flag. It's a red flag that has two stars on it, so a little more distinction there. Anyway, what I've got today in today's video, we can see it kind of unfolding right now. What we're going to take a look at is three separate clips. This is myself earning rank 12, 11, and 10. And I wanted to show the rank 10 battle, most importantly, because things do change a little at rank 10. We'll get into that when we get there, though, because these first two battles were really something to behold here. So obviously I'm in my Cleveland. Now, I had been playing ranked battles for most of the day today, and I was at first just trying to experiment with different ships, because right now your ranked battles are at tier 5 and tier 6. So I was experimenting with different tiers to see, in different ships to see which one I would like to play the best, and no real surprise here, it is the Cleveland. Yeah. I tried my German Nuremberg, no, it didn't hold up. I tried the Minikaze, it was alright, but it just wasn't the same, and I tried the Fuso, and the queue for the Fuso was just too long, and I'm not a great battleship player, so the choice for me, Cleveland, and this is a ship that we're going to see in ranked battles today. So, the first ranked battle we're taking a look at, again, unfolding in front of you, this is the battle for rank 12 that we're looking at here. So we are on Ocean, and it is, a two-cap point map here, and my team has taken the northern point. That's where we all decided at the beginning, northern point is where we're all going to go. I didn't show it, but we did have coordination in the chat at the beginning of the battle, to all discussing where we were going to go and all agreeing upon one cap, and that's the cap we're in now, B. So that is what we're doing, that's the plan, and it seemed to have worked out quite well for us. I've actually got a clanmate on the opposing team called Reddy. Yes, he is on the opposing team, and he is in his Fuso, I believe. Yep, I just dodged the shots there that came in. That was from him. Yeah. So we're duking it out here, and I mean, I thought the strategy of going for B here was a little different, because we didn't spawn closest to B. We spawned closest to A, and the enemy team, for whatever reason, they did the same thing that we did. They went for the cap that didn't necessarily favor their spawn location, which in their situation would have been A, and of course for us we took B. So it worked out well in that we didn't all come to one point at one time and have to duke it out real fast, right? So it gives us a little time here to maneuver ourselves once we've capped the point to start focusing down on some ships. So that Cleveland over there, he is going to get very lucky right up until the end of the battle. So we can see him over there. I am trying to shoot at him, but there's other targets popping me up, like this destroyer. The destroyer is a very big threat here in the ranked battle, so trying to get him, if he's in my range, I'll shoot at him. So there we go. But we can also see other targets that I have, right? There's definitely other battleships out there, and there are definitely other cruisers out there that I need to be aware of as well. Yeah, and I guess you can say, like, I'm just trying to shoot at whatever I can when I can right now. Judging and looking at the mini-map here, you'll notice that right now my team is kind of regrouping, right? We're kind of all turning away from the B cap point, because we have that point, and we're now repositioning ourselves to start strafing the enemy at A. So that's sort of what's happening now, and while that is happening, I'm just picking shots at whoever and whatever I can, that happen to come into range. The priority for me is going to be destroyers. And something that I really like as well is when in the new patch that they just released, 0.5.1, and they introduced these new missions based on the class of ship. I really enjoy it because, you know, the cruiser missions really make you focus on destroyers. Destroyers are your primary target when you're in a cruiser, and they're rewarding you for killing the destroyers like that, and it's nice to see, and it's made my play that much better for it, because I've just become more aware at what I'm shooting at, when I'm shooting it, especially when, you know, suddenly a destroyer will pop up. Now, it kind of goes without saying, right? Like, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, Thotgor, when a destroyer pops up and I'm in a cruiser, I'm immediately going to shoot at the destroyer. Yeah, so general rule of thumb, you are. I'm talking about, you know, when I'm dueling out with some other ship, maybe a cruiser or battleship, and I'm pretty focused on that one individual or that one ship, and then a destroyer pops up and I might just ignore the destroyer and say, screw it, I want to kill this guy first. Now, not so much. Now it's whatever, that guy can go, you know, as long as it's advantageous to do so, obviously, but, you know, that guy can go away and I'll start focusing on the destroyer. That's what these new missions have done for me in just sort of my gameplay and choosing targets and whatnot, and hopefully you guys are finding it positive as well, because I'm really enjoying trying to work towards those. Right now, in terms of the cruiser mission, I just need to kill planes, and then I'll beat that, so that's pretty great as well. So getting back to the battle, you can see we have now grouped up. So I'm with two other cruisers. I've got another Cleveland and I've got a Nuremberg here with me. Strategy here was I just wanted to blend in a little so that Colbrelli, in case he decided to shoot at me, would have a harder time to do so, because I'm on half health. And we are still pushing towards their cap point, towards the A cap point now. You can see we even have a destroyer in their cap point, taking it from them right now. Yes, it is pretty awesome. There's the Cleveland again that I had pointed out. We saw him briefly, but I'm, you know, not concerned with him because I've got this destroyer I want to deal with. I'm not going to get too close at this point because there's still a lot of ships remaining, right? You'll notice a bit of lag in this battle. I'm not sure what was going on. Every now and then it'll just sort of stutter and stop like that destroyer did a while ago, but yeah. Yeah, I wasn't willing to get too close at this point because, you know, I'm only on half health, and again, there are a lot of ships remaining. It just wouldn't be a good play to do right now. You really got to judge these situations, and the way that I judge the situations, you know, is looking at the mini-map, obviously, right? Taking a look at the allied ships around me. So right now at the mini-map, I've got quite a few allied ships around me. The enemy ships who are around me are relatively far away, right? Unless it's a destroyer we're talking about, in terms of their cruisers and their battleships, they're pretty far away. So I'm feeling pretty good about, you know, getting closer now at this point. You can see I'm turning into the cap point, right? Going to help support the team, but it's important to be aware of the minimap and when to make these sorts of calls. You know, general rule of thumb for me is always just assessing the situation. If I have a lot of allies around me, and if the enemies aren't too close, then yeah, I'm going to push in. Regardless of my hit points, you could say, and it sort of depends as well on the ship I'm playing in, but we'll assume that can apply for any type of ship. Yeah, it doesn't really work, does it? We'll assume we're playing a cruiser, yeah. That's what we're going to assume here. So almost into the point, but it doesn't really matter because we've capped the point now. And, you know, it's almost a complete rout at this time. The enemies are just trying to get away from us, and it looks like we are going to take this. That's what it looks like right now. I mean, sure, it's even, but in terms of what's happening in the flow of the battle here, yeah, you know, hands down, I was thinking we've got this. It's not going to be that hard. It's almost over. Yeah. So I think. We got a quick glimpse of the Cleveland. You can see him on the minimap. There he is there again that I was talking about. He is still around. Okay. All right. So now I'm trying to think, do I waste time chasing this guy down and getting him gone, or do I stay in the battle and keep putting, you know, shots into ships that are actually firing back at me and my allies? I know the Cleveland is firing at my allies, but, you know, he just doesn't seem that big of a threat when you look at, like, the New Mexico right there, or the destroyer, or the Konigsberg, right? So it's just, yeah, and you can see I'm still trying to make up my mind, and then I decide no. I'm not going to do it, because it would involve turning my ship completely around. It would involve my turrets being turned all around. I know it's a Cleveland, and you know, they turn really fast, but still, I'm zoned in right now, or rather, I'm ranged in. I shouldn't say zoned in. I'm ranged in on that New Mexico, so I'm going to get what shots I can on him, and then also, yeah, try and hunt down the destroyer, because he is, again, this player rather, is a big threat to us in this ranked battle. Destroyers are a big threat generally always, but in a ranked battle I find that, yeah, they are just massive threats. So he has got a torpedo launch off, and they're coming in on me here, so I got to be really careful. So I cut my speed and I do a full turn, and oh yeah, that was close, because one torpedo hit and I'm pretty sure I would have been gone. This Nuremberg that I'm shooting at right there, he is firing high explosive at me. You'll ask why I'm making that distinction. Well, it will become clear. See that Nuremberg over there? Yeah, he is not firing high explosive. He's firing armor piercing, in fact, which is strange, especially if the range is involved. But anyway, we'll see how that works out for him here as the battle plays on. And again, the destroyer pops up, so tried to line up some shots on him, but no, it's just not going to work. The Nuremberg is the best target for me to shoot at right now, just given the targets that are around me. And you can see that Nuremberg out there he is there, he's now capping, or is it a Königsberg? I think it's whatever it is, German cruiser, that's what it is. He's capping our original base. It doesn't really matter though, not concerned about it, because we still maintain control over A right now, so it'll still be even in terms of base captures. And you can see that we yeah, well, you can see that we lost a lot of ships. Yes, it was really unfortunate. I mean, just the two of us now, and this is, brings it back to the point where I was saying you would think, or I thought that everything was going fine. No, it's not. It is not going fine at all. So all right, we got to pull our socks up here. I'm going to take out this Cleveland. This is the same Cleveland from the beginning of the battle. Dealing with them all game, gotta get rid of him because he's shooting at my battleship. Can't have that. I need that battleship. He has to stay alive. So once the Cleveland is gone, then I can reassess and take a look at what else is going on. But for now, Cleveland. And I know these shots are really terrible, but it's because I'm maneuvering around like a wild man, because I know everyone's going to be shooting at me. And I don't want to die. So there we go. Kill the Cleveland. I took a few shots, so I'm down to a bit more, or I lost a bit more health here. Was set on fire, put it out, no big deal. Now we're going to shoot at this Nuremberg out here. This guy needs to go, because you can see he can outrange me anyway, and he can start putting shots in on the New Mexico. Really concerned about the torpedoes on the way to the New Mexico right now. Really concerned about the destroyer still. I was convinced that the New Mexico was going to die. Nope, he manages to hold on. That was amazing. There's the destroyer. Alright, this is my chance. Can't mess this one up. Gotta get the destroyer. He's gotta go. It's the only way that we're going to win this. Once the destroyer is gone, we might have a better chance. Thank God the battleship got the destroyer. You can see I didn't quite manage it. I missed the shots that I put into him, was reloading, but the New Mexico got him. That was amazing. It's finally back even, 2v2. Here comes some more torpedoes from the Minikaze just before he died. Oh. That was a clencher, I tell you. So now we're firing at this Nuremberg. So keep in mind, this is the one who's firing high explosive at me. So I wanted to take him out first, because the other guy is firing armor piercing at me. The armor piercing isn't going to set me on fire, obviously. So I take out the ship that was, the biggest threat, the one that was firing high explosive at me, and just so happened to be he was on the lowest health. Now we only have to take out this last remaining German cruiser. Then we have it, and it's gone. And I will have rank 12. There we go, battle over, rank 12. Blam, just like that. Pretty good game. Not too shabby at all. You can see through the little lens here, 106,000 credits. A few kills. In terms of where I was in the team, I was about middle on the team on that one. I know we zoomed out, or we moved along, but about middle of the team on that one. Really a team effort, really nice to see. So, this replay we're looking at now, again it is on Ocean, and again I'm in my Cleveland, but this is the battle for rank 11. This was also a crazy battle, because you'll notice, or at least I didn't notice until later in the game when it happened, but they don't have, I didn't run into any enemy destroyers. Yeah. We'll see when I actually do run into them, but for right now, and I wasn't even thinking about them. And I'm mentioning it now because it was such a surprise when it actually happened. But anyway, again, good communication in chat for this battle. We all figured out, yep, we are going to go to the A cap point. That is what we're going to take first. It just so happens that most of the enemy team is also showing up here at the A cap point. There's a destroyer there. We can see him, but he's really far away, so I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot to him. But we do have, some enemy ships here pushing pretty hard into our ACAP point, like the Cleveland over there. So he's on about half health, and the game just started, so that's pretty good. So we're going to try and do what we can, just maybe get him on fire and get some of that health gone a little quicker. Unfortunately, we lose our Murmansk. Yeah, right away. I think it wasn't a detonation. Maybe it could have been. I don't know what happened there, but he's gone. So we can't count on him, and on top of that, we've already lost another cruiser. So, yeah, we're already down 2 ships. Things, you could argue that things aren't going so great right now. But don't worry, we are going to pull this one off. I was shooting at the Cleveland, but he was a little far away, so this Fuso here is making some sort of charge. So alright, we'll put some shots into him, give him some good news here, let him know that he's making a good call. So, nearly avoid the full-on collision with my ally Fuso there, which was great. I had no idea he was there at all. And I just continue to put shots into this enemy Fuso. Gonna try and get this guy gone. You can see that in terms of distances, like, how far I'm staying away from the enemy, we have the point. So the point A, right? There's no point for me to go in there and try and defend it. We have it. They're not trying to take it right now, so I'm not going to go in there and sacrifice more hit points and potentially die early on here just to keep that, or, well, not even keep it, because it's ours. It's not contested right now. Our destroyer, on the other hand, was in there playing a great game, and that was a great strike on the Fuso. So most of his health is gone. Now it's just a matter of, the cruisers and just battleships finishing him off. Maybe he'll burn to death. That's that's what we can hope for here. So there we go. One last salvo into him. What? Yeah. I know. So I had to put in one last salvo into that guy to finish him off, and I got to maneuver madly here too, because he's putting a lot of shots into me. So there we go. Fuso's gone. 1 kill for me. Fantastic. So now we're going to deal with the Cleveland. The Cleveland that I was shooting at earlier sets me on fire. No big deal. Put the fire out. I'm going to start maneuvering here to try and get some nice broadsides on him while trying to limit the amount of broadsides he can get on me. The hardest part about doing this, I find, is this initial turn that you can see I'm making the turn now, right? So while you're in the turn, you have to expose your broadsides while you're doing it. It's the riskiest thing in this maneuver, but once you pull it off, here we go. You can see I'm, slanted on towards him. He's not going to be able to get too many citadels on me, and my allies pull through, right, and take him out. In fact, in all of these games, my allies are just top-notch, top-notch. You're not going to win a ranked battle without having good teammates on your team, and of course this is random. I don't know these people. Even Colbrelli isn't in this battle right now. It's just me, right? But still, by having early communication, you can see the communication in chat going on as well. We're staying coordinated and focused. Really important. Look at the mini-map. Remember when I was talking about the destroyers? Yeah, no idea until blam. Right now, and I'm freaking out. Oh my god, I'm thinking. So, immediately put my secondaries onto this guy. I'm turning because, yeah, obviously he's launching torpedoes, and I'll try and get whatever shots I can get on him while I'm turning. Luckily, I managed to avoid all the torpedoes he sends out to me, so that was great. You'll notice that there's the Minekaze, there's this tier 6 Russian destroyer right there. Because the Minekaze is popping in and out of the smoke, I decide just to leave him be, do whatever he wants to do. I'm going to focus on this Russian destroyer. There are, in fact, 3 destroyers right now. You can see the 2 I'm shooting at now, but then you'll notice on the mini-map that there he is there. We saw a quick glimpse of him, right? Another Minekaze. So we got to deal with all of these people. The Russian destroyer has lost his engines. I managed to take them out, so now it's just a matter of getting shots into him as quick as I can to get this guy gone so I can take out another target. Because I do not want these destroyers to start putting torps in the water and taking out my friendly ships. That's what I don't want to happen. Russian destroyer is gone. Now I'm going to focus to the Minekaze. So we're going to immediately start putting shots into this guy. He has already launched a round of torpedoes at my battleship that I'm trying to defend right now. So yeah. You can see him in the water right there. There's nothing I can do once the torpedoes are in the water, right? The most I can do is just make sure that this guy dies. Whatever he manages to pull off with those torpedoes, he's going to pay the ultimate price for launching them. That's the plan, right? There we go. Destroyer gone. So that's the second destroyer gone, and I still have my battleship with me, so fantastic. Now we need to concern ourselves with the third destroyer. But we also need to take a look around at the situation again. So here's New Mexico. I'll get some shots into him. I don't want to just chase down that last enemy destroyer and put myself completely out of position. Here he is once again. I'm gonna, as long as I can see him, yes, I am gonna kill him and put shots into him. But I'm just gonna be aware of the battle and how it's progressing, because I really don't want to get away from my allies. There's only, well, three of us left now. So I want to, stay with these people and help support them. So I am putting shots into the Minikaze here. We're going to try and do something about this guy. While I can still see him, he pops out of my sight. I don't have the acoustic ability on the Cleveland, and it's because this ship is decked out for AA, even though there are no carriers, and there were no carriers in any of the battles I played in the Cleveland, oddly enough. But so I don't have it, and yeah, you can see this is the power I was talking about. I am not going to chase him down. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to go back to our cap. I'm going to meet up with the allies I have up there. I'm going to be aware of the fact that there is a destroyer near me, because I'm still detected. So obviously he's still near me, and he's probably going to fire torpedoes at me. So it's going to be tricky, but I got to do it. We need to support the team. And it's not about personal glory here. So here we go. There is a German cruiser, and we are going to start putting shots into this guy once we get into range, right? So almost into range. There we go. We've got him targeted. So give him a good lead and put some shots off into him. You really have to give a lot of lead in the Cleveland, obviously, because of the firing arcs. It should be pretty obvious by now, but I do find to be fair that every patch there seems to be some slight differences in the aiming every now and then, and you kind of got to get used to it all over again, right? So here comes some friendly torpedoes for the Nuremberg. Yeah, he dodged them all. That was amazing, wasn't it? Good dodge by that guy. He's almost dead now, so just a few last shots into him, and that'll finish him off. There we go. Fantastic. So now it's just the enemy destroyer remaining. All right. So I'm going to stay on the starboard side of my friendly battleship up here. You can see it's a Fuso, so I'm going to stay on the starboard side of him to cover him and to shield him from the destroyer. Because the destroyer at this point will do one of two things. Excuse me. One is he's going to just run away. He's going to live. He'll let the clock count down. He'll let us do our cap points, and we'll win. But he doesn't want to die, so that player will just run away. Second thing that the player is going to do is, the last stand, I suppose. Yeah, I don't want to say kamikaze, but the last stand. So he's going to charge at us and try and take out as many ships as he possibly can, just because, try and take down other enemy ships with him. I do it all the time myself. I always choose to do it when I'm in that situation. I'm the last Allied ship remaining. There's no hope of victory. Yeah, I choose the last stand scenario. I don't just run away. I'm not afraid to die. So, circling around too, right? Because I know that he can still see me. I know that he's fairly close, because I've been detected this whole time. So, I covered the Fuso. I'm circling around. I'm still covering the Fuso. Now I'm on the port side of the Fuso, because, he was maneuvering, and I'm keeping the destroyer keeping myself between him and the destroyer. Yeah, Jesus, Thotgor. There is the destroyer. There he is there. So, all right, we're going to start getting some shots into this guy and get him gone. He's the last enemy ship, so it's not going to be hard at all. There he goes. Battle over. Fantastic. So this was great. There we go. Rank 11. So getting all these nice flags and extra money, 252,000 credits there, right? I think it was 3 kills, so not too bad at all. The last clip we're taking a look at in the rank battle video today is the battle for rank 10 that I had. We are on New Dawn, so a little different finally. And again, I mentioned it in all 3 clips, mentioning it again, we had excellent coordination at the beginning of the battle in terms of where we were going to go. People are like, where to, A or B? Someone would say, like, let's go A. In this case, we are going A. And then the rest of the team, all right, A it is. No arguments, no, well, I think we should go B because of this. No, everyone is going A. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, because I'm in a Cleveland and, we've got some slower battleships, I did end up ahead of everyone, right? I'm leaving the destroyer up there. I'm not going to go up there and just get attacked and die right away. But I am still fairly close, trying to keep within my firing range so I can still rain down some shells on some enemy ships. Do what I can, right? While I'm waiting for the battleships to get a little closer so that they can help support us a little more as well. Took a salvo there, but it really didn't do any damage at all, so that was great, and I was happy with that, obviously. Here's a Cleveland, enemy Cleveland, so he's the closest ship now as well, so I'm going to start trying to put salvos into this guy. I'm looking around my ship, though, because I wasn't happy with the position that I'm in right now. You'll notice, if I turn to I decide on the port turn to get out of here, but if I made the starboard turn, then I'm getting closer to the enemies and more enemies will have to fire at me. Whereas if I do this port turn that I'm in now, I might be able to get behind the island and do something get behind the island and use it as cover in case things get really hairy, right? And suddenly a lot of enemy ships start popping up and I'm the center of their attention. That was the plan. It didn't really work that way, though. You can see my battleships have now come into position and they're firing on the enemy. So the enemy has bigger things to worry about than me. So I can go back and I can turn around to the starboard and get myself back into the fight. Or at least get myself a little closer into the fight, right? And again, taking shots at whatever happens to pop up. The New Mexico is right there, so we took a few shots off at him because he's coming straight at me. He's coming in here close. You can tell he wants to come in here and take this ACAP. At the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of this clip, I mentioned, the good coordination between the team and how we all decided to go A. You'll notice, though, that I do have some allies that actually cap B. These people, it's hard because if they would have came to A, we would all be here at A and we'd all be fighting, and it might be going a little better. Not that it's going bad right now, but to their credit, they went and capped B, and that's really what saved us in this game is their actions. It worked out really well. I don't think that there was anything wrong with what they did because the majority of my ships are still in the A point. We're still, duking it out up here. We're holding our own for the most part right now, and I don't see there being a big deal in taking 2 allied ships or even 1 allied ship down there to cap the point. Oh, sorry, and now they're going to come and now they're going to come up here and help us out, right? So good play by those people. A little unconventional, and you could say that it didn't cause any drama in the chat, but I can see where it would, because people would start freaking out. What are you guys doing? And then they might not try as hard. But anyway, worked out really well for us. So I was happy to see this. The New Mexico over here has grounded himself and is now behind the island. I really wanted to get in there and try and put some shots into him, but I can notice, see my friendly destroyer? He is on the way to deal with all of that. So that is awesome. It turned out to be a really nice play by my friendly destroyer. So in the meantime, while he's getting into position, I figure why not cover him, right? So I'm going to start shooting at ships that are around him. Make myself a more juicy target than him, or him or her, the player, and let that person get in there to get his torpedoes off to take out that New Mexico. Because if we can take the New Mexico, that's great. Taking out a battleship in a ranked battle is a pretty big deal, because there's only supposed to be 2 battleships in ranked battles. I know that that's not true, but if there are only 2 battleships, then losing 1 battleship is a big deal. So there we go. There's my friendly destroyer. He gets his torpedoes off, the full broadside off into the New Mexico, and there we go. You can see it down there. The New Mexico is now gone. Fantastic. So now we have a German cruiser here to deal with. I think it's a Königsberg. So I'm putting shots into this guy right away, and you can see that I did take out my Nuremberg in a ranked battle just to see how it would go, and I lost the battle. It had more to do with the team than it did with the ship I was in, but my general impression was that it was just too squishy of a ship to take into a ranked battle. I am still a big fan of the Cleveland here in terms of ranked battling. It's just amazing. So here we go. We've got another German cruiser popping up. Immediately start putting salvos into this guy as well. Well, why not? You can see the damage that I'm doing to him too. It's pretty good damage. I mean, yes, this player is returning fire on me and doing decent damage to me as well, for the most part. But just can't it just doesn't seem to have the punch that the Cleveland has, and that's what I really noticed when I was playing in my Nuremberg earlier. Enemy destroyer pops up. Did a same sort of sneak attack around the rear. Didn't work out for him though. Luckily I was maneuvering and the torpedoes he fired at me didn't do anything and amount to anything. So I immediately start putting salvos into this guy. Right, once my guns are loaded and turned, there we go. He is gone. An ally finished him off. So fantastic. Great. They don't have any destroyers left. That was their only destroyer, so we don't even have to worry about destroyers now. Here comes the German cruiser once again, so alright, we'll just turn and just keep putting shots into this guy. I am exposing my broadside right now, but I'm not really too concerned about it. I figure he's not going to kill me in one salvo. It's giving me time to maneuver and get my turn, get a full turn going so I can start heading towards the north again. And I have enough hit points, I think, that I could trade off a bit. So that's why I'm doing it. It didn't really matter anyway because he didn't get a whole lot of damage into me. I did take a pretty big shot there, but it says heavy damage, but it didn't actually amount to a whole lot, so that was pretty great. More shots into the German cruiser. He's burning away and he's almost gone now. Maybe I'll get him in the last salvo. No, burnt to death, but I still get the kill, so that's fantastic. So there's one kill for me, not too bad at all. Here's the second German cruiser, so yep, just switch targets and immediately start firing at this guy, see what he's saying. This guy wasn't saying a whole lot though. You can see a little better aim than the other German cruiser because he's actually hitting me and doing some damage here, but my first salvo just did a bunch of damage to him, took out some modules, he repaired it, now his repair is on cooldown, and my second salvo just set him on fire, so not looking too good for this guy. Also, because of my high firing arc, I'm able to just shoot right over this island where he is not going to be able to shoot at me, just because I'm driving towards it. The German cruisers do have a nice firing arc, but I'm just too close for his firing arc for him to get me right now. Whereas my Cleveland firing arc, not a problem at all, shooting right over that. His engine is gone, no surprise, it is a German cruiser, so he can't do a whole lot. There he goes, and he's gone. There's only one ship remaining, yep, just this last enemy Fuso, so fantastic, we did it. The battle here for rank 10 was a pretty good battle. In fact, all the battles I showed today were pretty great. I played them all in a row. I find when I play ranked battles, I just sort of get in a groove, and I just got to keep with it. I just have to go. Just keep playing, and I got up to rank 10. While the battle is finishing up here, I want to talk about rank 10 a little, just for anyone who hasn't gotten there yet, or for your own information. So at rank 10, you, as mentioned earlier, you get a new flag. It'll be, instead of the blue flag with the 1 star on it, it'll be a red flag with 2 stars on it. So you can fly that flag on your ship now, so that's awesome. More importantly, rank 10 is irrevocable. Yeah, once you reach rank 10, you don't have to worry about, well, if I screw up the next battle, am I going to jump back to rank 11? Don't have to worry about it. Rank 10, irrevocable. Much like rank 20 was in the first season of Rank Battle. On top of that, once you reach rank 10, you can now do rank battles in tier 7 and tier 8. Yes. So it opens up that for us as well once you reach rank 10. So that is fantastic also. And that is what I wanted to share with you guys about rank 10. Obviously, you get a bunch of flags and rewards for getting there and camo, and it's awesome. I think I'm almost at 400 Confederate flags and 400 it's but a flesh wound flag, so that is amazing. But I really like the idea now that once you're at rank 10, it opens up the higher tiers for you. You can play tier 7 and tier 8, which is phenomenal because I'm thinking about taking out my Mogami at tier 8, fitting the 155s to her, and just rocking out in ranked battles with the Mogami. That is what I'm going to try. I'll probably try it later tonight, if not tomorrow. Here you go. You can see rank 10, so the red color there, and you can see irrevocable as well. That red color is the same color as the flag that you will have on your ship. 238,000 credits for the battle overall, which wasn't too bad at all. And I think, yeah, I was top of the team overall. I thought I might have been second because it was, again, a really, really good team to play with here, so I wouldn't have been surprised, if I wasn't top of the team. We're going to quickly jump back to port here once it loads up, just because I want to show, I think it'll show it here, the actual flag itself on the ship. We will take a look. No, it doesn't. Oh, okay, yes it does, yes it does. You can kind of see it. The flag isn't red, it's a darker blue, I'm sorry. But anyway, new flag. So that's today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching the video through. Leave any comments you have for me in the comment section below. Love hearing those comments and responding back to them. Hit the old like button if you liked the video today. And if you are not a subscriber, please do hit subscribe as well. As always, folks, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.